Okay, that's good. Uh, Nowadays we are learning the level 3, that is called the presentation, right? Last week you have seen two things. Do you remember that? What are the items we have seen last week?
Last week we discussed about unit and option.
That's good. Are you trying to open that option command to command option window to check everything one by one? How many of you tried?
Yes, sir. Try option and units.
Okay. Do you have any questions on that?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. It's not much thing to ask the question. If really there is a question, just you try to search yourself. You can change to see the difference between that previous and after the changes. If still you can't able to find the changes, just choose default setting, then automatically it will come back to the original position. After you can try it again to find out that difference and options and changes and um, other shortcuts to improve your AutoCAD skill. Okay. Today we are going to learn the another important lesson that is called style. Dimension style manager. Dimension style manager. So that means how to set dimensions on your drawings. From the I think we have already finished 6 lessons. We know how to draw the drawings. But for example, if you draw 1 meter length of square box, that is 1 meter length, but other people don't know because they never draw that sketch. You drawn by yourself. So you only know that. If you want to know the other people, you have to mention that value of the length or arc or circle or whatever that in your sketch. If you want to show that dimensions, it should be a presentable, it should be a reliable to understand or readable, then only the people can understand easily. Sometimes it's not easy to present the dimension, but all the way there is some standards to present our dimensions in drawings. The standard only we are going to learn today, and also the standard is not compulsory, but the different there will be a changes and unique styles, unique requirement for company to company, client to client, owner to owner, or engineers to engineers, or reader to readers. Maybe I think, for example, I want to show my dimension text is very bold, very is not interested to see like that the very bold. It's a normal light text is more than enough for them. Okay, so that's why if you want the people, if the people is asking you to give the particular style of the dimension, you can assign, and then equally you have to maintain some standards. In the companies there are some standards to follow, ANSI, American Standard, International Standard, and all other standards. So I will teach you what are the standards in dimension styles, and also I will give you some example to understand that standards in your drawing style manager. If you follow that style, you can present the drawing anywhere. It's normal standard. It's not by particular or unique standard. Firstly, you have to learn how to fix the normal dimension style standard. Then it could be help you to present very clearly and very understandable. From there, if anybody asks you to revise that dimension, you can revise it based on their requirement. Okay, I show you how to set the basic standard in dimension style. This is also one of the important command before or after you started to draw the sketch. I'm not suggest you to start after the sketch. If you can start to set up your dimension style on the beginning stage. Beginning means when you set the drawing size, drawing paper in your AutoCAD application. For example, first we are going to choose the limits, right? Then the zoom command. The third one, we are going to start it. We have started the line command, but the third, you should set this dimension style manager. Okay, then only you will know what you are drawn, or the people, you will know how to check your drawing. Actually, this is the first lesson command, but I can't teach you on that time because that is more theoretical. If you are learning the theoretical subject, maybe you can lose your interest. That's why I brought it into level 3. Okay, I'm going to open a new AutoCAD application. Choose the 2D environment. Then after, I will turn off my grids and I will choose the limits in my sheet. Lower left corner 0, 0. Upper right corner. Now I'm going to choose A1 paper size. Okay. Last time we have seen A4, A3. Now I'm going to assign A1. There is another paper size is A2 and A0. Maybe later we will see that. A1 paper size is 840, 597. Actually, the 841 into 597 is the paper size. Once you set up, oh sorry, something wrong. Limits. Lower left corner is 0, 0. Upper left corner is 841, 597. Enter. Then zoom all. Now my paper is ready. Okay. Now I'm going to draw the line. This is my box. I'm using extend command to extend, then choose trim command to trim. So I draw the square. I know this square value, but other people don't know what is the value. Maybe just you assume this is the horizontal line, value is 1 meter, vertical line is 1 meter. Again, horizontal line is 1 meter. This vertical line is 1 meter. Because I drawn this sketch, that's why I know that this value of the line. But other people don't know. If you want to know other people, you have to mention that value of line length. Okay. So there is a one tab in the latest version, like 2013 or 14, 15. I don't know exactly which version. They change it to show annotation. Annotation is called dimensions. Okay, in the previous version, if you are using 20, 1, 2, 3 or 4 until the 12, it's called dimension. There is a one icon in the top, it's called dimension. I don't know how many of you using a lower version and how many of you using higher version. If you are using lower version of the AutoCAD, you can find on the top here, there is a dimension tool icon. If you are using the higher version, you can see there is a annotate. Okay, when you go to the annotate tab, you can find all the dimension styles here. Okay, so this is the basic icons to pick that value to measure your drawing. Before that, you have to type in the command dim DIMSTY. That is called dimension style. If you click that, then the new window will be appear. This is called dimension style manager. So that means all the dimension style will control by this tab. This tab is called manager. This manager, the tab manager will control all your dimension styles. Okay. Here we are going to see now. See on the front view, the front page, there is a few icons. This is the preview, whatever the style is you are set it in your computer. But there, set current, new, modify, overwrite, and compare. There are few commands. That means whatever the command, whatever the particular style you choose in your dimension style, if you want to reflect that selection in your drawing, you have to choose set current. Okay, you have to choose the set current, then only it will reflect. So otherwise, if you want to create a new dimension style, for example, Muniz want to keep the new own style, or Segar want to keep the new own style. If you Najmul or Shanmugh or anyone, if you want to keep that own style, you have to choose new. That means you will scratch from the new to set your own styles. Okay. Modify. So modify means it's whatever is already there. It's a standard. You can take that standard to modify yourself to make it your own style. So that if you choose the modify means, see here, there is a standard. It will take the standard value to modify that. Overwrite. Overwrite means, for example, if you have any one style, for example, Muniz already created one style. Suddenly your boss or your manager or your engineer will ask you, I want to change this style, become to other style. So that time you no need to create the new. Alternatively, you will take that standard or the existing your own style to modify into new style. Okay. The next one is the compare. So that means whatever the style you have, you can create the new style, you can compare it, whether which one is the best, which one you want to use, which one is more presentable to other people to understand. So that is the compare. Now I'm going to teach you to create the new style. Okay. So I'm going to start the button to click new. So once you click the new button, it will ask you create a new dimension style. So here you can choose any name. So see, even though the new also taken from standard. So computer is already set a default style. Okay. So if you want to create the new or modify or override, it will take that standard one. Now I'm going to choose Najmul. This is my own style. Okay. Najmul. This is the style, and start with standard. If you want to annotate you can choose annotate you. Otherwise, you can go for standard. After continue. Then my new dimension style starts with Najmul name, new name. Okay. So there are few line types here. I will explain to you, and also please take note, this value is the default value. Okay. This is must be there. Otherwise your drawing will not be presentable and readable. From that standard, you can customize yourself whatever you want. Okay. First is the line. Line command, line selections. See, for example, what is the line? Here, dimension style. This is a one window. This portion is the one window. This portion is another window. I mean, the another option. This one is another option. So there are three options is the line, but this one is the preview. Whatever you do the changes here, you can see that changes in here and this preview more. For example, if you want to change the dimension lines, you can change it here. For example, color. If you choose the red, see your dimension line color will be changing. Understand? I'm not telling you to change the color, but I teach you there are some options to change it. If anybody asks you to change, hey, I want to change my dimension line color because this color is very light and very common. It's not easy to read the drawing to all the other information. If you make it the different color or different line or different model, then easily other people can read it, understand it. That's why. So if you want to change the dimension, line, color, you can change it. But the default is by block. That is good. This is the standard. From that standard, if anybody asks, you can change it. Okay. Second one is the line type. See, this dimension line type also you can customize. See here, the one of the important thing. For the line type, there is the 3 type of lines. By layer, by block, continuous. 3 types of line. If you want to get more types, different type of line, you can do that. See, the below there is other option is other. If you click the other, there is opening another new window. Sorry, tab. This tab also there is a 3. Whatever you saw in the line tab window. But the parallelly, you can see that new tab here. One more icon is called load. That means loading from database. If we click that, inside that database, there are lot of line types. Okay. See, here we have seen only 3 line type. But here, the load, the library, inside AutoCAD, there is a lot of line type. See, oh, sorry, example again. See, so many line types are there. Whatever the line type you want, you can choose. For example, if you're choosing dashed line, say okay, you bring it here. Again, you choose the dashed line, say okay, then your dashed line is coming to your line type. And also it will reflect into your preview and your drawing. But sometimes some preview is not able to see here, but it will reflect into your CAD drawing. Okay, because here you see the red, yellow means automatically you can see the yellow. But I chose dashed line, but it's not showing here. Okay, sometimes it's not showing here, but it will reflect into your CAD drawing. But my suggestion is you have to follow block. Okay, you have to follow the standard. No one is interested to show your lines, line types is the dash line. But if you want, you can choose it. Okay, by the default is by block. The next one, baseline spacing. This one must be minimum 1. Okay, if you choose 1, see what is the difference between that. Automatically your drawing, see in the square area, there is a dimension. Spacing will be changing from 0.39 to 1. Okay, this is the first option of the lines setting. Second one is the extension lines. The line tab is controlling by all the lines only. Okay, again I will change back to the by layer or by black, sorry, by block. The secondly I'm going to change it extension line. See what is the extension line? You can see here. See, this is the extension line. Whatever the line is coming from object to the dimension area, that is called extension line. You can customize that extension line. Either is a red color, white color, blue color, magenta color, whatever the color. Okay, but I will suggest you to keep it by block. At the same time, line type 2. See, here they're showing line type extension line 1, extension line 2. So that means this is the extension 1 line. Left side is 1, right side is 2. You can customize which line want to be continue, 1 line to be continue, 1 line to be dash line. Whatever that you want, you can change it. You can customize here. Okay, but my suggestion, just leave it to block. Block should be better, but alternatively you can change it if you want. Then next, line weight. Line weight means it's showing If you draw the line, that line want to be a normal line or thick line. Somebody, sometime, somewhere, we need to show thick line. If you want to make it thick line, this dimension line, you can assign what thickness you want, how much thickness you want to show in your drawing. From the 0 to 1.5 is more thicker. This is the option, it's not compulsory. So you can use by layer or by block. By layer and block is the normal line. Whatever the, whenever we see, print out the drawing, you can see that normal line, that is. Also there is a suppress extension 1 and extension 2. See the difference between extension 1. So that means one side there is no line, extension line. One side only have and one side the dimension. Maybe you can think why I need to suppress extension 1 or 2 or both. Sometimes your drawing is very messy. For example, if you combine a lot of drawings together, archi, structure, mechanical, electrical, piping, so many drawings, you can't see that clearly. Even though it's more lines are there, you will not read it easily. So that time we can reduce the lines and dimensions and other things. So if you reduce the unnecessary lines in your drawing, easily you can read it the drawing. That time you can control either is one line you want or two line you want. You can select by yourself. Okay. The third one is extend beyond the dimension line. You have to maintain 1. Okay. If I change it to 1, see what will happen. First you keep it, this is 1. Later you will see what will happen, the changes. See, if it is 0.05, like that. You see the preview, right? But my suggestion is you have to keep it 1. And also offset from the origin, whatever the dimension is from here, from the original line to how much distance far away you have to place it. That is also depends on your requirement, but I would like to suggest you to keep it 1. This is the basic standard. Okay, so this is the basic instruction to follow in your line style manager. First part. Second part, second tab is symbols and arrows. Okay, symbols and arrows. See, for example, here also there is a 3 sub tab parts. 1, here is the 2, 3, 4, also 5. So just you see arrow head, this dimension arrow head also you can customize. For example, if you want to select architectural tick, then automatically your dimension become architectural ticks. It's also it's everything is based on the requirement. It's not compulsory to change it. You can follow the default setting. If anybody asks you to change, you can customize here. Okay, even though particularly you can change it. One dimension symbol is arrow, one is architectural. For example, see, one side is architectural tick, one side is arrow. I hope you can see this difference. Okay, so if you want, you can do. Otherwise, you can follow just arrow, filled arrow, or closed arrow, whatever you want. The third one is the leader. Leader means, see, there is a one arrow, right? From the curve, I mean the fillet, they showing or 0.8045 something. Whatever you want to make it arrow to show, you can customize that arrow head, whether should be a closed arrow, filled or closed blank or closed or dot or whatever that simple arrow, whatever that you want, you can select here. Okay. So this is the basic setting, but I am going to use the default one. And arrow size should be very important. You have to maintain minimum 2.5. If you bring it less than 2.5, it will not be nice to see, and also you will not see that arrow after you take the printout. Okay, either is a A4, A3, A2, A1, no matter, minimum should be 2.4 and maximum should be 3.5. Between these limitations only you have to follow the arrow size. Okay, so I will keep it 2.5. Then center mark. See, this is the center mark. In the circle center, there is one plus symbol. That is called center mark. You have to follow 1. Okay. After I change the arrow size, automatically my drawing view is become very small, but it's still we are doing the setting. So that's why you don't worry about it. Then you change it, the center mark is 1. It's a minimum. Then dimension break. Dimensions break means when you do the dimensions on the drawing, there is so many dimensions, you can break that dimensions with particular distance. You don't try it at this time, just you follow the minimum 1 and you can see when you do the dimensions on your drawing, and slowly you can learn or you can change it, that things. Okay, so after this one, arc length symbol. So when you show the arc, your symbol, how do you want to present that arc symbol? Either preceding dimension text or above dimension text or none. That means wherever the arc, if you make it some dimension, the behind the dimension, it will show the arc symbol. Okay, but that is not nice, and we don't want to show so many symbols on your drawing for the dimension, because if you are making so many symbols or text or lines or whatever that, it will overwrite your actual drawing. After that, if you see the drawing, your dimensions are so many rather than the drawing. Drawing may be only 4 lines, but your dimension, text and styles become higher than your drawing. So if you want to avoid, just you leave it, then none. Okay, after radius jog dimension, that is called, see, whenever you make the radius or a radius dimension, for example the R or circle or radius, see the arrow become 45 degree. Maybe you can't see here, this is very small, I don't think so. Yeah, we can make it bigger. See, this is the jog radius is 45. So it's standard. You have to maintain the 45. Otherwise, you can customize. If you want to make it bigger, you can do that. After the linear jog dimension should be 1.5. Just leave it. Don't take it any changes. After that, you can go to next tab is called text. Click the text tab. There is a 3 options, 3 other additional settings. One is the text appearance. Second one is the text placement. Third one is the text alignment. First, text appearance. You can fix text style. Which type of style you want to fix? There is a standard styles. If you want to add additional style, see here there is a 3 dots. You click the dots, then you can get the new window. There are some font styles. See, so many font styles. Whatever the style you want, you can get it here. Okay, you simply select, then choose. For example, if I want to choose Roman D or Roman T, okay, I will choose the Roman T. Say apply, close. Automatically, oh sorry, click, choose the Roman T, new, you can make it their name, Roman T, Okay, then automatically Roman T will come. Then you select set current, close. Then you come here, you can see that Roman T here. You select that Roman T, automatically the Roman T font style will reflect into your drawing. Then text color, which type you want to make that color. You can assign here. You can customize your text colors. Okay, but my suggestion is default, and alternatively, if you want, you can change it to other color. Text, okay, I want to show you. If I show the text color is red, there is one more option, fill color. That means you can fill any color behind the text. See, my text color is red, but in behind the box to show yellow color. So that means your text can present more presentable and reliable to others to buy, highlighting with other color. Okay, that is yellow. It's a special requirement. If you want, you can choose it. Otherwise, just make it by layer or none. None should be better. That is the standard. Okay, and also keep by block. This is the next one is text height. Text height also very important. I want to put 2.5. Do you remember that last time? Arrow symbol we mentioned 2.5. Text style, text height should be 2.5. So whatever the arrow size 8 and dimension style height should be same. Then only it's more presentable. Okay, that is the good combination to show your drawing. The next, text placement, where you want to place the text, vertical, horizontal, or view direct. For example, this is center. If I choose above, my text is showing above the dimension line. Okay, if I'm choosing outside, my text dimension text is showing outside of the dimension line. If I'm choosing outside is already true. Below, it will showing the below. My suggestion is should be above. Okay, horizontal. This is what vertical. Vertical dimension we are set it is above. Horizontal dimension also you can choose center or at extension line 1 or extension line 2. If you choose extension line 1, every dimension will come into one side of the extension line. If you choose 2, then automatically it's going to near to the extension line 2. But my suggestion is okay. The third one, view directions. Which direction you want to view your dimension? Right, left to right or right to left? See, this is the right to left. This is left to right. Okay, left to right is default. Offset from dimension line should be 1. Okay. See, if I choose the 1, then automatically the dimension text will offset from the baseline. The next one is text alignment. So I'm going to choose alignment with dimension line. So whatever the dimension line, automatically your text will align to the dimension line. Okay, this is the other basic setting. The next one is fix. Here you don't touch anything, just you remind 1. Okay, we are doing all the drawing by 1:1. I will teach you about this fit value when we are learning model space and layout space with the printing. Okay, now I'm not going to teach you about this thing, just you keep it. 1 is the value. Okay, then primary unit. Primary unit means the last class we have seen there are few types of units, right? Few method of units to read the drawing from country to country. If I'm familiar with the metric. Somebody familiar with engineering, somebody familiar with decimal, other units. If I draw one drawing in Singapore, the Indian will not easily read the drawing because I'm using here is a millimeter, they are using is the feet. If the same drawing using that American people, they are using by inch to measure all the things. It's very confusing. It's not easy to read it and understand it. That's the case. You can assign here, even though if you are doing the millimeter, you can set up your dimension in the final stage to convert into feet or inches based on the requirement. So that is the setting here. The first one is the linear dimension. Which type of units you want to set, you can set it here. See, whatever we choose on the units, everything is here. You can select, but I'm going to choose the decimal one. You can try it, but our time is very short. I cannot explain to you everything. Just you keep it there, decimal, and you try it yourself. The precision means the value. See, for example, 14.1097. It's not easy to read and measure and to execute in your site or wherever. Maybe the round value we can do, or 1 decimal, 2 decimal we can do. For example, if you are doing the kilometers, then you can do that 14 kilometer 0.1097. If you are doing the millimeter, 14.1097. It's not easy to read it. So that's why we can make it 1 decimal, 2 decimal, or 0 value. If you make it 0, so your value become a round value is a 1 decimal value. Okay. If you want to make it 2, so you can make it 2, 28.1, 16.6, 14.1, that things. So, but by default is 1. And if you are higher people requesting to make it the 2 or 3 decimal, then you can control by here. Okay. The next one, how you, for example, if you are choosing 1 decimal, see how do you want to separate 16.6. That's what here. If you make it comma, it will show 16,6. If you make it space, only it's showing only 16 space 6. But the default is point. Okay. The round off. This round off is sometimes, for example, if you are using the millimeter drawing, if anybody asks you to measure to on the site or some other place, 16.6 millimeter means it's not easy to find out the 16.6. Okay, 16 millimeter we can do that. 16 centimeter we can do that. 16.6 centimeter means we can measure it, because our minimum measurement precision is 1 millimeter. Less than 1 millimeter, the human cannot measure it and identify it. So that's why they give us the precision value round off. For example, if it's 16.6, no, in the practical is not possible. So that's why I can make it 17 or 16. So that could be easy for us to read it. Okay, that the case you can make it. The round value is 1 round off, 2 round off, 3 round off, or 5, 10, 100. This depends on requirement. If I make it 1, see, it will take 1 round of either after the 15.5. If it is a 15.5, it's become to 15. 15.6, it's become to 16. So which is the nearest to the round value, then automatically computer will take it to that round value. So simply you can control here by single digit. It could be fine. Okay, it depends on the requirement. And secondly, prefix and suffix, you can make it some value, like as if a dia. If I show prefix is dia, in all the dimensions showing dia. You know me, what is the mean by dia? Maybe you can leave it. So millimeter. If you want to show my drawings are millimeter, then you can mention is millimeter in prefix. No, I don't want to show in the prefix. I want to show in the suffix. You can mention, and the suffix is millimeter. Okay, this is customized. You can customize yourself whatever you want. Okay, so now no need, just leave it blank. Then scale factor also remain 1, just leave it. Zero suppressions also leave it. This is not much important. For the primary units, that's all. This is the minimum setting you do. Then this is a secondary alternative units. The alternative units means you are doing one drawing in Singapore. The same drawing, if you are getting any other country people, like say India, Malay, Western country people, you want to discuss with them together. You know only millimeter, but the Indians know only feet. It's very difficult to understand your dimension to them, and also their dimension also very hard to understand ourselves. So that time you can use alternative value to display to set. For engineering is feet. If you assign that alternative value, automatically it will show your decimal value for yours, engineering value for them. If you set it to print out, both people can read on one time. Okay, you can talk in millimeter, he will understand in feet, but the value of the length and arc and the circle is the common, so that nothing changes. So you can alternatively use the same settings are there in the alternative. You can try it, but mostly we are not using the alternative. Just I want to tell you to know about alternative options. Okay, the same values, the same precisions, round value, prefix, suffix, everything is there. Just you try it yourself. Otherwise, you can turn off. After that, tolerance. Tolerance is mostly using for the mechanical side, especially for the machineries. Even though in civil side also we can use. If you draw 1 meter length of line, 1 meter length of the pipe you want to install, sometimes the human can make it error. Exactly, we cannot make it. We cannot cut 1 meter pipe. That time we can give some allowance to them. Hey, maybe you can use 1.1 or 2 millimeter is extra or shorter. It's okay for us. That is called tolerance. You can fix the tolerance how much you want. See, there is a few type of tolerance methods to show symmetrical deviations, limits, and basics. So I can choose the basic or limits. If we choose, it will show what is the minimum and maximum. For example, upper value 1, lower value 1. So that means upper value is, see here, 18, lower value is 16. If you draw any line, if you want to run any pipe, your pipe should be 16 to 18. That is called tolerance. But actually 17 is the value, 17 meters is the pipe, but alternatively you can cut 16 meter or 18 meter. It's not only for the pipe, any drawing, any dimension on that particular drawing. If they're giving any tolerance value, you can use the tolerance value. But mostly we are not using that things except the mechanical drawings. Okay, so you can try it here. So once you set up everything, maybe I will turn off now tolerance, but not necessary. You can try it yourself. Once you set up everything, say okay, then you do set current. Once you do the set current, the Natchmul style will reflect in your drawing. After you close, then you go to check the dimensions. Now time is over. We will continue the next lesson, how to draw the dimensions. See, this is my dimension. Okay, we will see how to do the dimension one by one, because there is a lot of styles here. Linear, aligned, angular, arc, and so many things. We will continue the next lesson, and also we will continue the next chapter or next topic, another topic in with the next lesson. Okay, just you keep it in mind. Just you try at home to check yourself and do you check, because you are already familiar with some drawings, whatever we are teaching at this time. So you try one by one. The next week I will continue to explain to you about how to use the dimensions in your drawing. Okay. Our questions and doubts,
Sir.
any queries?
Sir, these are the setting must be done before draw the drawing, right?
That could be better.
Understood,
Not
sir.
compulsory. If you do that before say start the drawing, it should be better. Otherwise, you can do it in after you are finishing the drawing. Because once you do that, you can done style. You can revise, you can update it everything in your drawing in the final stage too. But if we make it the first stage, it could be very helpful to draw and present your dimensions very clearly. Okay.
Okay.
We will continue. Sorry. We will continue the next lesson. Okay. Now I'm going to hand over to our brother. Okay, stop.